All right, welcome back. It is now time for the pick four, the late pick four, 50 cent late pick four at Del Mar for opening day. And we start off the late pick four in the first leg with a claiming 12,500. And it ain't nothing to be real special about, but it's a field of 12, so it's, of course, considering it's a late pick four, they got to give us a big field to have a tough time with, and I sure had a tough time with this race, that's for sure. How'd you handle this race?
Well, I had a bit of a difficult time as well, but I mean, there are a couple horses out here that they stand out the more you sort of look at it once you figure it out. But with these types of races, any races like we talked about, but anyone can sort of win. They're not the highest quality. Maybe they run a bad race. Maybe they don't feel like running. But I'm going to go here with number 8, Valkyrie Missile. He has a ton of back classes. Buyers are high. Gets Joe Talamo, Michael Pender. He's a nice trainer. And he's probably going to be close to the pace, but I like that he's close to the pace here. He's got a nice little, towards the outside, so he's not at the rail. He's not going to get bottled up. Should get a pretty good trip in here. And I see him stalking, but being pretty close to the pace and getting first run on the closers, getting the win here. I think he's the best horse. I can't screw around here. I can't be trying to figure out long shots or horses that I think may, take a big step up. I just got to go with the best horse. So that's my selection.
I agree with you as well. Valkyrie Missile is the horse that stands out here. Usually for me, when you see this horse being taken at being claimed, just constantly being claimed. This horse has been claimed 3 times this year, and when you see a horse always being taken away at the claiming box, there's something good about it. He's won 3 in a row. He's got Talamo aboard, which Talamo, to his past 10 past performances, has never ridden him. It's usually been Rosario or Bejarano rode him last out.
Which is a good sign, actually.
Yeah.
That too.
Pender and Talamo, that's Pender's top guy. They hit at a 27% clip. Pender's 20% off first-time claimers. This horse is staying at this level when he's putting up buyers in the 90s, even in the 80s more constantly. Yeah. That's the thing that concerns me. But if he can put up races like he has in the past, he should easily win this race, and he's going to be the big favorite. Agree. He's going to be a big favorite in this race.
Yeah, he should be. And people are going to try to single, and this is what people are probably going to single if they single this late pick 4, which is very difficult, I think, because it's pretty wide open. But this race here, this is probably maybe even the biggest favorite you're going to get of the day. But obviously a buyer number indicates how fast they go. It is just a number. But based on those numbers, if you're running 90 buyers, you're running big races. And I expect a big race from him too.
And trying to look outside, trying to find a good price. Usually I've been picking a horse as my second choice, but I ended up, this race to me, even though we get a big favorite like Valkyrie Missile, that should win this race, I saw other horses that I really liked, and I went out towards the outside with Private Bounty. I like Private Bounty towards the outside with Bill Spar.
Yeah.
Bill Spar recently just claimed this horse. He's 25% off the claim. He had a bullet workout back on the 10th of July, 35-3. Also, Garcia and Spar hit at a 25% clip. I'm taking this horse because I think Spar knows what he's doing with this horse. He's taken one more notch down from the claiming class. He was up in the claiming 16,000. I have to have Private Bounty. There's just horses I see in this race that I think have potential to win this race. He put an 82 buyer, but I could definitely see him doing good enough at least to give Valkyrie Missile a run for his money.
Yeah, and Private Bounty, Bill Spar, knowing him, he claims horses, and he's not scared to drop them to try to get a win, and that's exactly what he's doing here. Martin Garcia, he can ride pretty much any type of horse, but a lot of times you see him on speed-type horses. This horse won't go to the front, I don't think, but he'll be stalking. He'll be probably around his friend Valkyrie Missile. They'll probably be around each other, might be running even next to each other. I mean, he's not running 90 something buyers like Valkyrie Missile is, but he's running decent enough, and he was running in a bunch of starter allowances before. So he's got an outside post; he can see everything inside of him, and I think that this horse could be the potential threat to Valkyrie Missile as well.
Would you say that Private Bounty is your second choice, or did you see anybody else in this race that you thought more promising of?
Well, I looked at Mato Mondo because of his back class. You see way down there, he ran in some allowance races. Um, but this horse Mato Mondo, he ran a bunch on the grass as of most recently, and now he's starting to get into sprint races. Just sort of a little interesting to me. He's going down, keeps going down the claiming ladder, and that's not a good sign. It looks like he's losing it. So I'm not really confident in Mato Mondo. The Valkyrie Missile and Private Bounty would be my two.
Well, with Mondo, speaking of him, I just looked at his trainer is Justin Evans, who hits a 25% clip. Do you know anything about Justin Evans? I'll be honest and say I haven't heard that name.
No, I never heard of him either. Let's see, Sunland Park. That's where Mato Mondo ran at one point. So I maybe from Emerald Downs, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking Emerald Downs because I think I may have. I don't know why his name sounds familiar. Maybe around there, but maybe the Midwest. Some I've never heard of him, but he has a lot of horses here. It says 345 starters, so he's got a lot of horses. And but taking him Mato Mondo, he's been running out here. He ran for Steve Asmussen at runtime, and Steve Asmussen he puts horses at Santa Anita up in L.A. So coming back to California, we'll see how he does in this race. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at Mato Mondo, I mean, I just saw his recent form. He lost by 8 1/4, 7 3/4. He lost by 28 1/2. But I just couldn't pull the trigger on him. I decided to look towards another trainer that does well percentages wise, in my opinion. I decided to go with Giant Steps and S1 Flores with Victor Garcia, the trainer. He hits at a 67% off the claiming box, but that's only 6 horses. But still, that's good. I mean, that's 4 out of 6.
Yep.
I mean,
and he's got a 4.5-pound weight break, which I mean that may do especially if it's a close finish. That could be effective.
I agree with that, but the thing that I think people are going to be real skeptical about is that the horse's buyers, he's never done better than 80, where you look at horses like Valkyrie Missile who've broken the 90 mark, and then you got Private Bounty who just posted 82. But for me, Giant Steps, I think there is a bit of speed in this race.
Go ahead, sorry.
And for me, I think maybe he's not as good as Valkyrie Missile, but Private Bounty. But for some reason, when I look at it, the way he runs, he's in better form. I mean, you look at this year, he's finished in the money all 7 of his races. He's 7 for 7 in the money this year, 3 wins, 2 places, 2 shows. He gets a good trainer in Victor Garcia who hits 20%. I mean, he only has 61 horses he started this year, but 20% is still a good number.
Yeah, it is.
S1 Flores, him and S1 Flores hit at a 30% clip as well. The connection's there, the percentage is there. I think this horse can improve. I think if he's a good price, I would love to have this horse in my pick.
Yeah, I mean he's an effective horse. He's been in the money every single one of his starts in 2012. The only thing I'm concerned about is he's running at low prices, $8,000, 62.5, and these are at Golden Gate Fields. So he's not running against the best competition, and for him, this is a step up in class, and he will need to improve, I believe. But I'm not saying he can't do it. He's got a weight break, like I said. The apprentice has Juan Flores, who's done well in SoCal as of recently. Victor Garcia is a good trainer. Sprinting is his game. We know he likes to sprint. He's been sprinting for a long time now. Who says he can't pick up the pieces, get a win here?
Yeah, that was the only negative I could really see for him was the fact that he's raced up at Northern California and he's raced against weaker horses compared to down here. But when I saw that they tried him down here at Betfair Hollywood Park and he was able to pull off a win. I mean, I think that kind of convinced me, seeing that he could handle it, even though he's taking a step up in class here. He's definitely facing tougher I think he could be a potential long shot in this race. Once again, we don't know the morning line, so I think he's going to be a long shot. Maybe
And
6-1.
right. And one horse real quick here that I wanted to mention was the Far Outside Bet on Victor. And I just wanted to point out real quick, it's a bit of an interesting here. You're looking at him, he's running all these optional claimers, and now he drops down to $12,500.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting. Is something wrong? Or are they just trying to get an easy win, and if he gets claimed, they sort of shrug their shoulders?
Yeah, I noticed that too. But, I don't know, that last race, I couldn't really pick him. I mean,
Yeah.
he would be a good long shot to add to your pick for, but for me and you, we don't do big tickets. If
Right.
we were gonna do a big ticket, I would suggest putting on Bet on Victor. But we're doing a
I would
small
as
ticket
well.
here.
Yeah.
We're doing a small ticket here, and we pretty much in this race, I am going with the 5 Giant Step and also our top big Giant Steps, and then we got Valkyrie Missile, and I added Private Bounty, where you were having you said Valkyrie Missile, Mato Mondo, and Private Bounty.
Yes.
Going 3 deep in this claiming race to start off the pick 4.
Yes, sir.